Hi, my name is Tammy Edun, and I have a son who played basketball in the school district in Coweta County. And there was some difficult times in the school system when students were going through COVID and they were not attending school. It was a very difficult time for them. And my son was playing basketball at that time, and he was excited about the fact that he'd be able to continue playing basketball for his 11th grade year. Towards the end of the season of his 11th grade season, he was bullied by an adult parent on our team. And we were shocked to hear about this. Although we attended the game, we were on the other side of the court and we didn't hear everything that had happened. But at the end of the game, my son was quite devastated. And we immediately called the coach and followed up with the athletic director to explain what had happened and to ask them to take action. We were not communicated with after that. And every other game we went to, we were nervous and concerned about what would happen at the game. So I eventually went online to find out where I could get some additional help, and I looked up members of the Board of Education. And it turns out that Miss Mink was over the district where my son went to school. And she immediately emailed me back. She immediately interacted with some of the executive level members of the school system and got some information about what they were doing. Yet still, the school system themselves never called us, never emailed us back. We were only being communicated with through Miss Mink. If it weren't for her, we would have no information. And so we decided, after months of no information, that it might be best to go ahead and transfer our son to another school in the county, because we didn't know if this parent would continue to taunt him in his senior year of basketball. And she helped us interact with the superintendent and the assistant superintendent to make that happen. She attended every meeting. She was involved with every email. And at one point, I said to myself, who does this? Like, who stands by you like this when this happens to your child? I mean, you may not even have family members who could show up the way she showed up. And at some point, we were able to get my son transferred. But once he got to the new school, he lost his athletic eligibility because he transferred in his senior year. And so we again had to fight the GHSA in hearing after hearing after hearing to see if they would honor his eligibility for his senior year. She came to every hearing, which was an hour out of town every time we had to go, and represented our case for us and with us. I was astounded at that kind of commitment. She never asked us about our political endeavors. She didn't seem to care whether we were black or white, gay or straight. She just knew it was her job to help us. And at one point, I did have to go in front of the Board of Education in order to ask them for their assistance, if there was anything they could do to help us to get the GHSA to honor his eligibility. And the other board members were just really not interested. And it really taught me something about the level of quality that Ms. Mink brings to the Board of Education. I've watched her during board meetings online as I was trying to figure out how they work. And she was the only one asking questions. She was the only one who was concerned about the decisions that the school was making. Every other member was just, you know, voting yes, yes, yes. And I just realized that she is not somebody that can be lost on the Board of Education. She's needed. Miss Mink is a champion for children, and I can't imagine that body operating without her contribution. And my family is so grateful for what she did for us because she taught us to fight the good fight. And in the end, we ended up winning our case with the GHSA as we had to go before the executive board. And it was a great lesson learned for our family and for my son. It was a very stressful time, and I'm so grateful that she stood with us the entire time.